Hi guys, it's Chris, the kitchen coach, back in the kitchen, and today we are doing another Eat Good, Feel Good recipe. The recipe we're doing today is actually a burger, and I love a burger. But let's forget the meat for a minute. This is a vegetarian burger, but trust me, you will not miss the meat. It's delicious. So let's talk through the ingredients and then we'll get cooking. So as always guys, if you follow my channel, you'll know that what I like to do is just go through the ingredients that we're going to be using today. So obviously we're using black beans. Now these black beans here, they're absolutely delicious, full of fibre. They're cheap as well, sit in a tin, fantastic. You know guys that I'm a big fan of pulses. So we're going to be using them today. We've also got some very familiar spices. So we've got some ground cumin, we've got some smoked paprika. Oh, I just love the smell of those two combined, absolutely delicious. I'm actually going to put in some mixed dry herbs as well. These are optional. Then we've got some onion, which I've just finely diced down. And then we've got some garlic as well. And again, I've just finely chopped the garlic. And then we've got some cheese. Now we're using mature cheddar here. And the reason for that is it's stronger in flavour, so you need less of it. And we're cutting down on our saturated fat. So a lovely, good quality, mature cheddar cheese there. And then we've just got a bit of flour, and that's just going to help to bind it all together. So now that we've talked through the ingredients, it's time to start cooking. And guys, this is really quick and easy. You can even prep these up in advance, then heat them up in the evening or whatever you want to do. So the first things first, we're just going to pop on our pan. And I've got a nice frying pan here, non-stick. And I'm just going to put it on a kind of low-medium heat. And you guys will know that I always measure out the oil, so hopefully you're getting into the habit of doing that. So we're just going to measure out about a tablespoon of oil into the pan like that. And then we can get our onions in. Now you can use red onions for this recipe as well. They're a little bit sweeter, but just use what you've got. So in with the onions. And we want to cook these down until they go a little bit translucent, a little bit kind of lighter in colour, even get them a little bit golden as well if we like. So we'll start to cook them down nice and gently for around about 3 to 4 minutes. So we're just giving our onions a little bit of a stir now. Now they've just gone a little bit translucent, a little bit golden, and I'm happy with that. You can chop these a bit rougher if you want a bit more texture as well. So now we've got control of the heat, we're going to add in our garlic, because what we didn't want to do is we don't want the garlic to burn. So in with the garlic, and again, big fan of garlic. So we'll give this a little stir together. Doesn't take long at all, this recipe guys, just have a little look in there. Go nice and golden, nice and translucent. Oh, and they smell fantastic as well. So at this stage now, we're going to add in our black beans. So we've got 400 grams from a tin of these black beans. Now they come in like salted water, so just give them a rinse through, drain them, rinse them through. Don't be scared guys, if you've never used these before, they're really delicious. They're great at carrying flavours, and they'll really make a nice veggie burger as well. So don't be afraid to give them a try. Now, in with black beans. If you're not keen on trying black beans, but you're familiar with things like butter beans, cannellini beans, even chickpeas, you can use them as an alternative to the black beans. And we'll just stir these in, mix it in with the onions. And then once they start to warm through, we're actually going to start to put in our spices. And that's really going to bring another layer to this, another level. And we're really going to start to build up the levels of flavour. So the black beans have been warming through now, along with the onions, giving them a little bit more time to cook. So it's time to ramp up the flavour. And we're going to add in, first of all, our smoked paprika. So we're just going to sprinkle that across. And it's just got such a lovely colour as well as a smell to it. We've got our ground cumin, again, familiar spices. So if you're watching the Eat Good, Feel Good recipes, you'll see we use these quite often. We're trying to cut down on, buying extra ingredients in as well, adapting, switching from your fish cakes to your burgers to your soups, but still using familiar flavours. Then we've got our mixed dry herbs. And if you've got some fresh herbs, by all means, please use them. So in with some mixed dry herbs, like so. And then we'll just give that a little stir. I'll just give you a little look. Look at that. Oh, right. We're starting to really bring this together now. So give it a good mix round. Smelling great already, and I love this. It's a really nice burger, and as I say, you won't miss the meat, trust us. Full of flavour, good for you, You know, you can make it in advance, nice and easy. It's actually cheap to make as well, so we're saving a bit of money, and we all like to do a little bit of that. So we've given it a little bit of a mix together, and now we're on to the next stage. And it's really, really easy, this, guys. So we're just going to take a potato masher. And, you know, if you haven't got a potato masher, you can kind of let this cool a bit, chop it up with a knife or whatever, or just find something that you can kind of bash it down with. And all we're doing is we're just mashing down the beans. It's going to be so good. I've done this quite a few times, guys, so I know what's coming, and I love this as a burger. It's really, really nice. So mash up the beans. You can use your spoon just to get any of the beans out if they get stuck. Don't worry, it's not the most elegant dish that you're going to make, but burgers shouldn't be. They should be really tasty, fall to bits and all sorts. Right, mash that up like so, and then we can add in our cheese. So in with the cheese. And as I say, we're using mature cheddar here, so you don't need to use a lot of it. We'll mix that. It's going to start to melt with the residual heat from the beans. That's going to help bind it together. A little bit of flour in there as well, so we're just going to sprinkle in some flour. You're going to need some left over for when we start to shape the burgers as well. So bring all that together, and it'll start to really kind of clump together, combine. Make sure you cook through with the flour. Fantastic. You can add a touch of pepper in there as well if you want, but obviously we're staying clear of the salt. That's why we've got those delicious herbs in there. Now you can see that that is starting to stick. Fantastic. That's exactly what we want. The cheese is starting to melt, bring it together, the flour's combining, it's smelling great. So the next stage is just to simply let it cool a little bit, and then we're very carefully going to bring it together into burger sized pieces. Now this recipe here serves two. You can obviously double the recipe up if you're cooking for your family or what have you, or if you want to make extra for the next day. But with this one, you make them to fit your kind of bun, because sometimes when I make them, get a bit carried away, do them quite large, and then when you bite into it, they kind of fall a bit. So you want to keep them contained within the bun. So that really is ready for the next stage. So we're going to start to build our burgers. So guys, we've got our burger mix ready to kind of put together now. I'm wearing gloves. You don't have to, obviously you can wash your hands, do it that way if you like, just preference if you like. But what I've got here is I've got my burger mix, so I'm just going to take the rest of this flour and I'm just going to sprinkle it onto a plate. And then what we're going to do with the mixture, because it's slightly cooled now, we're just going to take kind of burger size like that, and you just bring it together in your hands, really, really nice and easy. And then all you do is you just flatten it out, and look at that, you've already got your kind of burger patty there. Now, a little bit of flour just to move it around, press it, get it to the thickness that you want. Don't worry if little bits fall off, that's absolutely fine, it's normal, got little black beans in there and stuff. But there you go, guys, there is your burger patty. How easy is that? And then they're just going to be cooked through. Then we can get the bun together, we can get our lettuce, cucumber, tomato, and we're going to have a really tasty veggie burger in next to no time at all. So I'm going to put the other ones together, and then we're going to cook it. Right, so now it's time to do the second part of the cook to the burgers. So what we've got is, obviously we've got a tablespoon of oil into the pan. If it's slightly warm, it'll spread around, so you won't need a lot. And then I'm going to take one of my burger patties, like so, and I'm just going to sit it in there. Now, I've done this straight after cooking, guys, so obviously if you've let it cool and you've kept it in the fridge, that's absolutely fine. Just make sure you heat it through thoroughly. But mine's still quite warm, even after shaping it. So I'm just going to cook it nice and gentle for a couple of minutes on either side. And while that's happening, that'll allow me to put my bun together. So our burger's been cooking for a couple of minutes, so I'm very carefully just gonna get my spatula underneath, and I'm just gonna confidently flip it over. Oh, it's got such a lovely golden kind of colour on there. It's crisping up a little bit as well, so it's gonna give us a bit of texture. In the meantime, I've got myself a wholemeal bun. I've got myself some tomato that I've sliced, a bit of cucumber, and then I've got some mixed leaf. It's just spinach, rocket, a bit of watercress. But you can use whatever you want. You could just use rocket. You could use iceberg lettuce, mixed leaf, whatever you prefer. But obviously classic burger, bun, cucumber, tomato. You could fry up a few little onions as well if you want some onions on top, but don't forget there's some in your burger, and then the leaf, and then we can start to build it. So while that's cooking through, we'll just get our leaf, pop it on like so, some tomatoes on there, cucumber. Don't judge us, guys, you can put this together however you want, on like so, and as soon as this is cooked through and warmed through, that's going in there, and then that's going in here. So fantastic, a really, really easy black bean burger, guys. You're gonna love it, so please, please give this one a go. So our burger's ready. Time to get going. Now what we've got is, we're just going to very carefully take our burger out from the pan, and then we're going to place that on top of our burger bun. Pop the lid on, and just look at that. Oh, fantastic. So that there is our black bean burger, and as I say, guys, I've made these quite a few times. I absolutely love them. It's a bit of a messy eat, but that's all right. Just squash that down a little bit, turn that off, and then we'll have a little try. It looks fantastic. I know it's going to taste good as well. I would serve this with maybe some sweet potato wedges. So I'll put a link at the end of the video to a nice little air fried sweet potato wedge recipe. You could have that with that. A little bit of coleslaw, homemade. A light dressing would be really, really nice as well. So our burger is done, and I know it's going to be a messy eat, but let's give it a go, yeah? So let's have a little try. Oh, it's delicious. We might have to pause. So the burger's held together well. Obviously you've got the freshness from the other ingredients we've put in there, the tomato, the cucumber, the salad, but the burger itself, it's got that smokiness, the familiar flavours that we used to in other ingredients. You got the cumin in there, the mixed dried herbs coming through. You can taste the cheese. The texture is really, really nice as well. It's got a lovely mouthfeel, so you're not really missing the meat. You've still got a bit of chew in there as well, so it's just really, really nice, guys. It's nice and healthy. It's cheap to make. It tastes delicious. It's heart healthy. It's another winner from Eat Good, Feel Good. It's just a great recipe. In fact, I'm going to go and put my feet up and I'm going to enjoy this, guys. So please, please give it a go. All the recipes for Eat Good, Feel Good can be found at thekitchencoach.uk. So thekitchencoach.uk, the website. There's downloadable, printable recipes there. And of course, in the description below as well, all the ingredients are there. Please, please give this a go, guys. It's just so nice.